The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Litter. Catch me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, deferral of elections affirmed. Big benefits from insect technology. And NRL bids schools pathway praised. Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs Soro Yoe and the PNG Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai today reaffirmed the deferral of the scheduled local level government elections and the Motu Koita Assembly elections from 29 July 2024 to 26 September 2024. And Local Level Government Affairs Minister Soro Yoe stated that this deferral was based on advice from Papua New Guinea Electoral Commission due to genuine logistical and important operational challenges that need to be accommodated and addressed to ensure successful, free and fair elections.
We come up with some estimates. It was approved and we got some money going, about 160 million and 20 million already given, so we're doing verifications on that one. And we're expecting the balance to be forthcoming, so we progress the other remaining balance of the work that needs to be done in terms of big ticket items and arrangements of all of those, training and everything else, and polling materials.
Minister Yoe further explained that the ongoing national census exercise and the need to ensure the same provincial, district and LLG officials who would serve as election officers are available make it practically impossible to conduct the LLG elections and Motu Koita Assembly elections as originally scheduled.
We are kind of going for the same resources and same human and financial resources, so that makes it quite difficult. But as a government, we want to get the best result.
Furthermore, the Motu Koita Assembly elections, which will be conducted concurrently with the revised LLG election dates, hold significant importance as it will be the first time the MKA elections are held together with the general LLG elections. This, Minister Yoe states, will strengthen the integration and representation of the Motu Koita community within the broader local level government structures. It was further stated that the LLG election and the Motu Koita Assembly election officials cannot be appointed until the national census is delivered and officers are freed and ready. According to the revised LLG election dates and Motu Koita Assembly election dates, the issue of writs will take place on the 26th of September 2024. Nominations close 3rd October. Polling will then take place from 23rd November through to 6 December 2024. The return of writs will then take place on or before 27 December 2024. Additionally, Minister Yoe has updated that currently Papua New Guinea, according to the Electoral Boundaries Commission, have reported 372 local level governments and 6,958 wards will go to elections come September 2024.
Cabinet has approved two methods of election. One is to be elected by the people, so which means that presidents are to be elected by people. And the second is presidents are to be elected by the ward members within the chamber. So these two methods have been around. It's not something new that we are implementing. Over the years, presidents were elected by people. We have seen the advantage and disadvantage of that. And then we have presidents elected by ward members, and I think up until recently this has been a method.
A handover takeover ceremony was held today at the Royal Papua New Guinea Police Headquarters in Port Moresby, where the Assistant Commissioner of Police for Border, Peter Phillip, handed over the command of the border to the Assistant Commissioner for Police for the NGI region, Pero Drano. Drano is now ACP Border Operations.
Changes have been introduced in the police hierarchy. Today, the handover takeover ceremony for border operations took place between Assistant Commissioner of Police for Border, Peter Phillip, and NGI, Pero Drano. Drano is now ACP Border Operations, while ACP Phillip takes up his post as ACP Training at the Bomana Police College. The current ACP for Training, John Colopan, will move to ACP Traffic. The current ACP Traffic, Naua Vanua Waru, will move to NGI as Divisional Commander. Today's handover takeover and others that will follow are being arranged following directions from the Office of the Commissioner of Police through transfer orders dated 9th July 2024. ACP Phillip expressed during the ceremony that transnational crime at the border is very challenging, especially illegal smuggling of drugs and cross-border trafficking.
A lot of things we said along the border. It's all to do with this both internal and external security issues. But as far as policing is concerned, we were able to manage.
Phillip believes Drano is capable of taking command and control of this task.
Assistant Commissioner Mr. Pero Drano, and he's an experienced officer.
Drano accepted his new post, expressing he is ready to take on the challenge and continue where ACP Phillip left off.
Challenge in NGI, given that half of the country's ocean is in NGI. Now I'm going to the most remote areas of the country. It's a border area. So that's a challenge I'll be taking, and I'm mindful of that.
Drano intends to establish plans for border operations by August this year that will be implemented beginning next year.
Anything what I intend, I need to sit down for a few months. I'm looking at about August to get myself understood well what is happening there before I can come up with it. For this year, I'm just following his outgoing plan to implement and complete. Comes next year, I'll be coming out with my own plans.
Meanwhile, all members listed for transfers must complete handover takeover processes before July 31st, 2024. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
The new ACP for Training, Peter Phillip, said his main priority is to deliver quality training and not quantity in order to ensure that new and upcoming police officers are trained to standards required by the police force.
About the training of men and women who enter Pomona Police College, and the emphasis would be on quality and not quantity. So that's where we are now.
In a memorable celebration at the Marriott Executive Desk venue, the French Embassy in Papua New Guinea commemorated Bastille Day, marking France's National Day on July 14. French Ambassador to Papua New Guinea, His Excellency Guillaume Lemoyne, also announced his upcoming departure, marking the end of his adventure in Papua New Guinea. Reflecting on his time in the country, he expressed pride in the achievements made during his tenure and gratitude for the strong bilateral relationship that has developed. The Embassy of France in Papua New Guinea states that they remain committed to fostering friendship, collaboration and solidarity between the two nations. As both countries continue to march forward, the shared values and aspirations are expected to pave the way for a bright future. You're watching TVWan News. After the break, black soldier fly technology and the benefits.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bougainville.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi Trubla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea's waste management issues and expensive animal feed challenges can potentially be addressed through the farming of black soldier flies. Researchers and scientists from Kenya recently visited the country to propose the concept of black soldier fly farming, which has gained momentum in their country.
Fly is sometimes confused with a wasp because of its sleek black appearance. This non-pest versatile insect can be found in Papua New Guinea. While adult flies are harmless and do not feed, their larvae, or maggots, feed on a wide range of organic materials without emitting any smell, and can also be used as a protein-rich feed for animals, including fish, chickens, and pigs. The delegation of researchers and scientists from Kenya was in Leh from July 1st to the 2nd. The research program manager for livestock system with the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, Dr. Anna Okello, outlined the progress made in Kenya since her tenure in the last 7 years.
So livestock feed, how do we generate more feed? Almost 100% is imported across here in the Pacific. How do you generate jobs for youth? How do we manage circular economy, waste management? So we've got a huge problem with food waste in the world in general. This black soldier fly technology is addressing that. So when we work across the world, and I was watching the technology develop in Kenya, and I was thinking, okay, how do we scale out? So as ACR, we're thinking, how do we learn lessons from one part of the world and apply them to others? And so this is where this reciprocal knowledge exchange visit came in. And let me see who's interested in the Pacific and learning from East Africa. 2 months ago, ACR took a delegation across from Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu and Fiji to Kenya. They saw what was happening on the ground, they learnt from it, and now these people have come back to learn from Fiji, Vanuatu and Papua New Guinea. So this is the Papua New Guinea arm of the knowledge exchange visit, and hopefully we will discuss more how to move the concept forward here in the Pacific.
The National Agriculture Research Institute co-hosted the International Knowledge Exchange visit that involved the Ley City Authority, where a visit was made to the temporary main market and the Second 7 landfill. Kamela Guare, TVWan News, Ley.
The benefits from the Black Soldier Fly technology are immense. The Chief Executive Officer of Insectipro, a Kenyan-based company focused on innovative insect farming, stressed on affordable, high-protein feed for fish and animals, reliable and sustainable waste management, and job creation. Black soldier flies are one of the most efficient waste recyclers of the insect world. The Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research says unlike common houseflies, black soldier flies don't have mouths and are incapable of transmitting deadly diseases, posing minimal risk to human or animal health.
Kenya, Papua New Guinea, globally, each country has the potential to take their waste and transform it into something to feed their animals with local products. And then more excitingly is the insect poop. It is very good fertilizer. We're seeing very good yield returns on crops, so you can make a nation more food secure with this tiny little insect. And then maybe also more importantly, job creation. There is a lot of youth in Papua New Guinea, there is a lot of youth in Kenya. We can create jobs for everybody, not only managing the insects, but all the industries around it. For every 100 direct jobs, you're creating 500 indirect jobs.
The autonomous Bougainville government has announced that the Bougainville Chocolate Festival is back, promising an exciting celebration of cocoa excellence from September 24th to 26th in Arawa. This year's festival, themed Improving Innovation and Information Sharing for Sustainable Socio-Economic Empowerment, aims to highlight the latest in cocoa innovation and promote the production of the highest quality beans. Launched in 2016, the Bougainville Chocolate Festival is part of the Australian and New Zealand government's support for economic development in Bougainville. It offers over 5,000 farmers the opportunity to engage in seminars promoting improved cocoa industry standards. ABG Minister for Primary Industries Geraldine Paul explained that the festival has several objectives, including recognizing the best quality beans to attract chocolatiers and create market linkages. The EU Straight PNG program, funded by the European Union, is transforming the livelihoods of cocoa, vanilla and fish farmers in Papua New Guinea's Sepik region. By enhancing production, promoting value addition and improving market access, the initiative aims to increase farmers' incomes and foster sustainable development. The program ensures the economic benefits are shared among rural populations, including women and youth, and supports businesses. Key aspects include improving cocoa processing infrastructure, providing drying kits to farmers, and introducing climate-friendly technologies. Over 150,000 households are supported, focusing on sustainable economic development and infrastructure improvement. Moses Walikin, a Ward 9 member from Lambda in North Wasera Sepik, highlights the program's positive impact. Since its implementation in 2019, Walikin's community has received essential training and resources, including comprehensive drying kits and a combination dryer for cocoa. Walikin oversees 700 farmers and 35 clusters, working to extend cocoa farming and introduce vanilla cultivation. The initiative has also helped reduce tribal conflicts and improve financial literacy among farmers, paving the way for a more prosperous future. However, challenges remain with infrastructure. The rugged geography and poor road conditions make daily travel difficult. They often carry heavy loads on their heads, facing dangers like theft and assault. Despite these challenges, Walikin said the program has helped in providing economic opportunities through cocoa farming. He emphasized the need for better infrastructure to fully capitalize on the program's benefits. Walikin said that despite these hurdles, the STRAIGHT program has significantly impacted the community. They budget their cocoa income for school fees and housing improvements, working hard to change their living conditions. The knowledge and resources from the program have turned them from thieves or steelmen in Tok-Pisin to hard-working farmers. Theresia Bakundu, a devoted mother from Mondu village, is calling for improved infrastructure and services to support her family and community. Living on the boundary between Blamda and Mondu, Theresia works tirelessly with cocoa farmers, contributing to the processing, cleaning and planting of cocoa and vanilla. Despite the hardships of remote living, she ensures her children's education and basic needs are met. Theresia and her peers also sell donuts and sewn items at the market. Despite poor road conditions, especially during the rainy season, they carry their produce to market to ensure their families are supported. She emphasized the urgent need for banking and healthcare services to be closer to home. Theresia dreams of a brighter future for her children and grandchildren.
Yes, some money, go to schools, na Islam bless go ba lelek na go kam, so market something blow me black go kam. Na ol kagau tu me bless a karim loyet na me bless I go lo Johnson, go lusim. Some brody no good plan, but carry come inside next so something blow me black. Me bless a karim na go outside.
And now a look at the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2591 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Kawakina was buying $0.2516 US, $0.3708 Australian dollars, $0.2223 euro, and 39.02 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except palm oil closed higher and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TV1 News. When we come back, we'll bring you news making headlines overseas.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open bets.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem Tok Young or roll the scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. But you like him?
Thanks for staying with us. In news overseas, at the 10th Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting in Japan, Japan's Prime Minister Kishida Fumio welcomed Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General Baron Waka's call for more collaboration to strengthen the kuzuna, or bond between Japan and the Pacific Island countries at Palm 10. Prime Minister Kishida mentioned that Japan would leverage its knowledge and experience to support the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent and implement projects promoting trade, investment and tourism between Japan and the Pacific Island countries. It's been 10 years since 298 people, including 38 Australians, were killed when a Russian missile downed flight MH17. The Malaysian Airlines plane was traveling over eastern Ukraine when it was shot out of the sky. Families of the Australians killed have gathered in Canberra to remember their loved ones.
Parliament's Great Hall, a moment's silence and a promise 10 years on.
We stand with you and we will not forget those we lost.
Gathered in Canberra, the families and friends of 38 Australians who were among the 298 innocent people killed in the downing of flight MH17. Children, parents, grandparents, each with so much more life and love to give.
Jack O'Brien.
The parents of 25-year-old Jack O'Brien would never see him return home to Sydney from his adventure abroad.
In some ways it's just gone like that, and I still would like Jack to walk back in the door and tell us about his trip.
I think about him every hour, every day, and we think Jack's in our thoughts constantly.
Toowoomba doctors Jill and Roger Gard also among the passengers.
I really wish we could have had more games of Scrabble, but that's something that we'll always miss.
Flight MH17 had left Amsterdam bound for Kuala Lumpur when, over eastern Ukraine, it was shot down by a Russian missile. The wreckage spreading 50 square kilometres, not a single survivor. The atrocity sparking shock around the world. From Australia, more than 500 personnel were deployed to seek answers. The Foreign Minister at the time today reflecting on her role in the response.
Confronting President Putin and demanding that Russia take some accountability for this.
For some of the families that came here today to lay flowers, they'll be missing a sense of closure. In 2020, Russia pulled out of talks with Australia and the Netherlands on the catastrophe. 2 years later, a Netherlands court found 3 men guilty of murder, but Russian authorities have refused to hand them over.
These families have never had from the Russian president and the Russian government and people the justice they deserve.
A quest for justice alongside a grief that never goes.
The sun will be shining.
Children with disabilities often can't find places at mainstream schools. It's an issue raised by the Disability Royal Commission, which set a target to phase out segregated education by 2051. Advocates say the current system needs to be overhauled so all children are included.
Banks was 11 months old when he acquired a physical and communication disability. His mother, Michaela, says when they were looking for schools, they were consistently turned away.
I got told things like, you know, are you sure we're the school for you? Did you mean to call us or did you want to call the unit down the road?
Michaela Banks says they thought special school would be his only option, but she finally called their local mainstream primary school, and they were willing to make it work.
And that's really, you know, that's all we needed to hear, that they wanted Harry at their school, that he would be a valued student and would be part of that school community.
Education experts say parents of children with disabilities have very real fears about a lack of support in mainstream schools. But those issues can still happen in special schools. And there is currently no research that suggests children have better outcomes when they attend segregated settings.
I don't think that necessarily keeping schools separate and divided and having this binary system is actually the answer to all the concerns that parents have.
The Disability Royal Commission has recommended segregated education end by 2051. But Education Minister Blair Boyer says phasing it out entirely will have big ramifications.
What's my vision for inclusive education in the future? It's going to require public education systems and non-government education systems to be willing to do things it's never done before.
And so if we want that kind of inclusive Australia that I hear everyone talking about it, we've got to start right at the beginning. We've got to send our children to school together.
Harry is now 13 years old and says he's ready for high school, which will be different but exciting.
My favourite part of school is seeing my friends.
The Education Minister says the department will decide how it will tackle the issue later this year.
Cutting-edge technology now in use at a Canberra hospital is not only speeding up the recovery process for patients with serious neurological injuries, but also revolutionizing the way those who work to get them back on their feet are trained. The Australian First program is integrating robotics and physiotherapy training in hopes of creating better patient and education outcomes.
Mechanic AJ is no stranger to machines, but being strapped to a robot is something else.
It's computer controlled, telling you how to walk and trying to get you to walk how a computer thinks you walk, not how I've been doing it for 50 years. So the first time it felt a bit awkward, but now I've been on it 6 times, it's comfortable.
He's not complaining, having already seen improvements after a sudden unexpected illness.
I fell ill with a disease called Guillain-Barré disease, which eliminates all my nerves, so I can't use any limbs, can't do anything.
AJ is among patients at the University of Canberra Hospital taking part in a rehab program which uses robots with integrated video game technology.
It keeps your mind active because you're actually doing things. And then it senses all the effort that I put in, and at the end of the session they can bring up and show how much weight the machine takes, how much effort I'm putting in, and each time you do it, you get stronger and better at it.
When I was trained as a physio many years ago, we would need to physically do that with our hands, and it was very sort of time-consuming and labour-intensive. What these machines allow us to do is if we can set up the machine with one patient, then one physiotherapist or occupational therapist can supervise that treatment, and it can be more efficient over time.
The joint venture between the University of Canberra and the ACT's Public Health Service also sees students working with patients and staff as part of their training.
Having a specialist rehabilitation hospital and having cutting-edge technology is something that I expect will attract workforce, but will also attract students to come and train here.
AJ's motivation for taking part is simpler.
I'm going to get up and walk out of here. There's no doubt about it.
Innovation driving optimism.
Making a living as a musician is no easy gig. It's prompted some performers to turn to the Defence Force for stability and opportunity. Once they secure a competitive place in Australia's Army Band, musicians must balance their craft with being a soldier.
When Toby Brown dreamed of a drumming career, his visions didn't include a camouflage uniform.
I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be in the Defence Force.
The 25-year-old was studying music at uni and strapped for cash when he discovered the Australian Army Band.
I didn't even know that this job existed, so when I found out that I could play the drums and serve, it was a match made in heaven.
The Army employs 160 full-time musicians and another 300 reservists in 11 bands around the country.
It can be very competitive to get a place in the Army Band. We have some instruments that are only a very small number are available, and so those positions can be very competitive.
Musicians go through the same basic training as the rest of the recruits and are expected to maintain soldiering skills.
One day we can be at the range, you know, with weapons, and the next day we're playing music in front of thousands of people. So it's a bit of a juxtaposition.
The band is a broad church. As a classically trained trumpeter, Danny Rich spent her 20s playing overseas, before enlisting in the army as an intelligence analyst.
During training, I got injured, and then I came to another crossroads where they kind of gave me a few options of what to do. So I said, oh, actually I've been a trumpet player my whole life. Do you think I can join the army band?
The job is often ceremonial, but at its core,
let's rock out Aussie style,
is a duty to entertain.
Back when northern New South Wales was battling a lot with the floods, we were deployed on op flood assist, and it was a great experience for us being able to go into a place which is really kind of suffering as a community and be able to go in there and provide a little bit of relief.
The job comes with international trips too, but they're not your typical army deployments. These musicians are preparing to perform at the Basel Tattoo in Switzerland this month, alongside some of the world's most elite army bands. While making a living in the arts is increasingly challenging, these soldiers say the job offers them security and stability.
I was working 5 different jobs, so for a full-time option, this was very suitable to me.
Being able to be paid a salary and you know, tour the world playing drums for the Defence Force is it's fantastic.
As the broader ADF battles recruitment issues, retaining musicians in a job they love is less of a challenge.
And that ends the news segment. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Maricela. In sports after the break, PNG NRL Bid School Championship set for this weekend, and Wabo remain focused.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
More than the life we've known, there is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
The women take centre stage. Top teams with top players. Gone! Massive breakthrough!
Welcome back. The PNG NRL Bid National Schools Rugby League Championship is set for this weekend at the National Sports Institute in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. PNG NRLC chairperson Lorna McPherson expresses excitement and highlights the significance of this Rugby League Pathway Development Program. GNRLC Chairman Lorna McPherson is as passionate as any other Rugby League fan in the country. She expressed excitement for the PNG NRL Bid Schools Rugby League Championship, scheduled to take place in Goroka. Rugby League fans by storm as they await the youngsters' challenge at the National Sports Institute. McPherson concedes this is good for the kids and the sport.
You know, we need to see youngsters coming through, and this is a start, and I think it's really exciting for PNG that we're where we are today as well.
McPherson believes this Junior Rugby League Championship is a positive addition to the code and will allow young rugby league players to showcase and unleash their skills and talents in the flagship program.
For me, I've always been passionate, though. You get the younger you get them, the more that you can really develop them as well, and the investment that you put in them. So it's all our responsibilities. You know, we need to relook, see what we're going to do differently, get those pathways right. And I think the team that we now have in place is really making that key. This is just step one, by the way. This is not like the answer to it all. It is step one in a journey that we all need to go on and actually say, let's make the changes, let's do things differently, and let's get those youngsters in place with proper elite pathways where they can really become the future for us as well. Because, you know, rugby league is our #1 sport.
All 16 matches will be streamed on TVWan Sports 3. It presents the opportunity for rugby league fans, franchises and parents to watch the young talents in the country. McPherson believes having the young ones on TV can prove critical for the players and their careers, including their parents. Also, is a scouting opportunity for franchises to add to their junior development program.
But also, you know, for TVWan, and the games will be, I think 16 games out of the 22 will be on TVWan 3, and that again is a first for us as well, to show the youngsters, let their families see them, actually let PNG see your future Kumals, your future Orchids, you know. But also, one of the other things I think exciting for me is the fact, you know, the scouts for the Digicel Exxon Mobil Cup will be out there too, because, you know, we want to grab the best in the country and make sure they're in a competition. And I'm sure, you know, the Hunters boys, the SP Hunters team, scouts will be out looking as well. So great opportunity, great for the kids, exciting for the families, and for me it's an exciting weekend.
The National Schools Rugby League Championship is a pathway program for PNG National Rugby League, as it initiated to pick the best talents in the country for its academy program. The 2024 Port Moresby Corporate Slow Pitch Softball Challenge has successfully concluded its regular rounds of competition, to be followed by the top 8 finals in its pool, which started last weekend. A total of 34 teams competed throughout the round-robin pool games over the past 2 months, with great interest from new and returning teams, making the games more competitive.
It's crunch time for the top 8 teams in Pool A, B, C and D, who will be competing for the Shield, Bowl, Plate and Cup, according to how they rank at the end of the pool rounds. President of the Port Moresby Women Competition, Ian Soweni, when outlining the final series, said they'll be using the cross-pool format playoff, which will see Pool A play Pool B and Pool C against Pool D, with the top 2 teams proceeding to the Cup quarter and semi-finals playoff. From last week's finals, #1 Super will meet Nest Fund and NCDC face EFM in the Shield semi-final playoff. Bowl semi-final will see Water PNG versus Avis and ANZ play CWC, with 2 winners meet in the grand final. For the Plate, BSP Piggies, Lockhorns with PNG Power and MyBank meet NBC for the grand final. Meanwhile, for the Cup finals, they have a very competitive field with the likes of NCSL, Poros, Maristops, NAC, NBC and Digicel. At this stage, Santos tagged as early favourites for now after winning their first quarter-final playoff. Soweni said there has been some eye-catching competition this season, especially with new teams joining apart from returning companies who have brought back some new energy and challenge to the competition. The president also confirmed dates for the finals and re-emphasized the objective and the values corporate softball brings to the working class and their employers. Susan Oreape, TVWan Sports.
SPPNG Hunters explosive fullback Sani Wabo is making great strides with another top-notch performance last week against the Central Queensland Capras. Wabo is ready for another challenge, this time against 7th place Sunshine Coast Falcons in round 19 of the Host Plus Cup in Brisbane on Sunday. Explosive number one Sani Wabo deceptive footwork, evasive speed and the energy he uses to mesmerize opponents is an instinct that makes him the X-factor in the team. When recapping on last week's performance, Wabo said the team has a good bond at the moment, which makes it a lot easier working together for each other. He said his takeaway for last week's game would be having more communication between the middle and the outside edges and consistent defense.
Let me just look forward to involve more games for me. More continue communication clear all my rules na two players for me na me just look forward to making me involved games. Putting me at every games calls half for me na me just more involvement improvement where me looking me no step out this area so game comes kind of me need involve more clear after film boys like currently now me start the bond between players now this I'm very strong so I'm making me play easy 80 minutes now me just look forward this big game me play competition points later to me start close so me look forward to this game winning this game this weekend on them Falcons. So making me black at in breathing space, little points later.
He said their recent back-to-back wins have given them confidence and are ready to face the Falcons with the same energy and stay consistent in defense and in attack, hoping for a good outcome.
Personal goals to me, just like finishing play grand final in the Super Cup this year 2024. Me just look forward every week, weekend, week out. Building performance for me, involve more, achieving goals for me,
Though he's happy with his current form, Wabo pointed out that he wants to be more involved in the attack in this weekend's match. The New South Wales Blues have pulled off a strong win, defeating Queensland Maroons on home turf at the Suncorp Stadium, 14 points to 4 to claim the series. It was the first series decider in 10 years for the Blues. The Blues last won the series decider in Brisbane back in 2005. The New South Wales Blues entered the enemy's territory with one set goal, which was to win the series decider in Brisbane. The Blues stood tall to silence the raucous crowd, with their dominant performance starting from the get-go. The Blues assembled the best side possible to make history for themselves, and they win the first decider in 19 years in Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium. The Queensland Maroons, although having the light forward pack, they did well at home to contain the strong Blues counterparts, taking the lead into the half-time break.
So against all odds, Queensland lead the decider.
But the match started to favour New South Wales when they returned with a penalty kick to level the scoreboard.
Right against touch, Lomax swinging it back. It's a beautiful kick and it's 2-all.
Not long after, Queensland Maroons retook the lead 4-2. But through the brilliance of Jerome Luai, Bradman Best crossed over to score the first try of the night. Capitalizing on the lead, The Parramatta Eels halfback Mitchell Moses burrowed his way through into the tiring defence to score the final try of the match and seal the win for his side, making it 2-1 with Blues 14-4 win. That's all we have in sports. Maricela.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, Alotau and Popondetta, partly cloudy with chances of brief showers, drizzles. Momase, Ley and Wewak, partly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Medan, partly cloudy with chances of brief showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau and Buka, mostly cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kokopo, Rabaul, mostly cloudy with chances of few showers. And Highlands, Mount Hagen, mostly cloudy with some afternoon rain showers with possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast, Solomon Sea, sea slight to moderate with patches of rather rough with south to southeast winds of 10 to 25 knots. And Bismarck Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots increasing to 37 to 47 knots at times over southwestern sector. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerma to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samari Islands, seas 1 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 to 2.5 meters at times along the warning areas. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1 to 1.5 meters rising. And that ends this edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.